Okay, so today we're going to be changing the rotor to a 2009 Mazda 3 I Sedan. As you can tell, it's quite messy over here. We actually had problems out of this rotor before, or this caliper actually we had problems with. Rotor's been okay, but we're going to be changing it from that to drilled and slotted. Yeah, so that's the goal for today. Have a whole set, but we're just going to worry about this end, and I'll show you how to do it. So for the tools you're going to need, grab it. It's a 7mm hex, and that's going to get the two bolts from there and there out, which it has a cap over here and then the bottom. You just pop that cap off with anything, and then put that down in there. It locks in, take it off. So that's how you get those two off, which I'll do in just a second. The next thing you have to take off, I forgot what it's called, but you're gonna take this part off, which I believe is a 14mm. So let's go ahead and take these off real quick. These are probably the easiest things to take off. Now before you go and take this off, a little heads up, this caliper does require a special tool to get it to go back in. I will show you. I probably won't have that problem due to the fact my caliper is already pushed in from working on it yesterday. But I will show you what to do if you do not have that tool. Okay, so now we got these two out. The caliper should be quite easy to pry off now. Just use a flathead or something. Like I said, since I was working on mine yesterday, mine's just gonna wiggle right off here. Set that down, and my brake pads still brand new, so no need to switch those out. Okay, so now we're on the 14mm. Gotta find that real quick. There's out here. Okay, so I'm taking out the 14mm on the bottom and the top right now. These are a little bit harder to break. Mine's them. I just now broke mine off camera. So you take them out or off, and then this will come right off. And you see it's already loose, but I done loosened them up. Okay, so I'm going to take that off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have that bracket off, rotor's still on there pretty good. So I got a hammer. Most people use a mallet, but this is going in the trash once I'm done. So okay, so people will tell you to hit here, like in between. If you do, if you hit this, you break any of the threads, your lug nut's not going to go on there right. So if you do, put a lug nut on here, and then hit in the middle of it so you don't affect the threads there. But since mine's going in the trash, I'm just going to hit it right there, because there's really no point to this. So a lot easier too. And as you can tell, That is just rust. Rusted terrible. Okay. Now, what we all been waiting for, the new rotor. Okay. So, put it on there, and when you first put a new rotor on, it's going to keep doing that. And to prevent that, oh no, my camera started falling. Okay, so to prevent that, you can go ahead and screw on a lug nut at the bottom, top, side, whatever you want. But since the bottom's just coming out, I just put one in the bottom. Just to hold it in place while I bolt everything back in. So, oh, before I start that. So your caliper, if you can see those two dots right there, takes a special tool, and it's like a C-clamp, but you have two little prongs that go inside the hole, and it spins it clockwise. Oh, this camera's a piece of junk. Okay, back to what I was saying was, so it's like a C-clamp, but it has two prongs that go in the middle of it, and it spins it clockwise. Because the way this piston goes in is it spins clockwise in. So if you just have a C-clamp pushing pressure against it, it's not going to go nowhere. So what I ended up doing, because I did not have the tool and my piston was pushed all the way out, I got a pair of vice grips and just spun it and spun the C-clamp at the same time, which pushed it and spun it clockwise. You can do that, but you take a chance on ripping the rubber piece around it. I did not, so that was good. So it's basically whichever one you would want to do. If you want to buy the tools ahead of time before you do this task, you can. You need 14mm socket, a 7mm hex, brake pads, the C-clamp that has the locking, and of course your rotors and whatever else you want to work on while you have it all taken apart. Okay, so now I'm going to put it back together and show you all how it looks. Don't pay attention to the messed up pink. The brake fluid got all over the caliper and just took the pink off. So I gotta repaint it, but I'm going to get a new caliper this weekend because this one still is acting funny, so there's no point in me painting it. Just go get another one that I have to paint. So okay, that'll do it for this video. Or actually no, I'll show you what it looks like with it on. I'll show you how to put it back together real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna get this bracket back off, and I like to just make sure there's nothing in the holes. Okay, so you're gonna put it back, and this is where your 14mm are gonna go. To the bottom. The bottom was a lot easier to line up in this situation. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the 14mm back in, skip all this, and show you what it should look like.